Oh Jesus, what happened to Woody? He looks cracked out. Anyways.
Well, he's
You're talking-
Woody. He's made out of, you know,
Wood.
stuff.
Oh, okay.
It maybe, just maybe, Bo Peep is not giving him the wop. Wet ass plastic.
That's supposed to mean.
What?
That's that wet ass
That's
plastic.
supposed to mean.
Wet ass plastic.
She's not giving him the NVB new voice box.
Oh, you idiot.
But
Is that
you
supposed
know,
to be a dirty joke or a dirty mind sentence?
Okay, time out,
the
time
one thing
out.
about Bo Peep though, she knows how to pull his strings.
Oh, God.
Hold
Hey,
up.
no.
Chica, you listen to WAP. I'm pretty sure you have that one friend who's been listening to Cardi B and Meg the Stallion on repeat.
Don't even bring that up.
Now who's the dirty-minded
So I
one?
had to ask.
Who's the dirty-minded one now?
What does this remind you of?
Yeah, what do these big black blades remind you of?
What do you mean?
So, guys, do you want to talk about the good news or bad news first? Which one should we start with? Just to get it out the way.
Let's flip a coin over it.
Okay. Head. All right. Let's see. Grab my coin. All right. Heads. Heads. Avengers. Tails. Anything else? It's heads. Guys, our opening comment, our opening discussion, and because we didn't actually get the chance to talk about it last week, is apparently Square Enix lost $63 million on Marvel's Avengers and only sold around 3 million copies. Now you're probably wondering what else is going on? Why is this big? Well, this actually was reported earlier this week that Marvel's Avengers lost 96% of its players. This is coming from comicbooknews.com. Things just keep getting worse for Marvel's Avengers video game. News about players leaving the game in droves first became known in October, which saw the game reported to have a drop off of over 85% on Steam. But the latest number over the weekend now is over 96%. It said over the weekend there were only 1,190 players playing Marvel's Avengers Online, which is drastically less than the game had at launch. It's further said that Marvel's Avengers only averaged 752 players online during November so far. So, anyone got any thoughts on this? I mean, I have my fair share of thoughts, but Kabuto, go ahead.
You know, nowadays when you have games that have online gameplay, you typically want opening weekend to have like in the millions. Like obviously your total sales, you want to sell like several like at least 100,000, like maybe around like 50 million copies or whatever. I don't know the exact numbers, but you generally want your opening weekend online traffic to be in the millions. In fact, that is one of the biggest criticisms actual gamers had about the show SAO, because
Oh my god.
they only released 10,000 copies of the game, period. But the fact that how many people are playing Avengers online?
Currently
Less
right
than
now,
2,000?
752.
Wow, not even 1,000.
Yeah.
That makes it like a failure on a social level, and probably even more so financially. I mean, I don't know if there is a what's it called, offline campaign.
Well, that's
there
the
are more
thing.
people playing it.
That's the thing.
But
Real
if
quick. That's the thing. The campaign, the storyline, the story mode to the game isn't even that long. I think it's like, Allo, I think you told me you played the Avengers game. How long is the campaign?
Well, technically, I played the beta. I didn't actually get to play the game when it came out.
but if it's okay, but it's not that long. Like just hearing from other people that I know have played it, it's not that long at all. Like you could easily get to the maximum level cap like within like a week or something like ridiculous like that.
So like unless a lot of people are just like taking their sweet time with the campaign, the online traffic numbers are not looking good for units sold. Like the only way you could possibly say that it's a fiscal success right now is if somehow a lot of people bought the game but haven't gotten around to start playing it yet because like probably some other game came out around the same time. They're playing that game instead, but they got both games, but they want to play the other game first. But yeah, it's not looking good if like your online traffic right now is in the triple digits and not 6 digits minimum.
Right. So one of the things I had to look this up. So the campaign to Marvel's Avengers is roughly like 10 to 11 hours long. Okay, so it's not that long of a game. Here's the thing that I know why. Squeenix sold a promise like on paper a Marvel's Avengers game from Squeenix and Crystal Dynamics, the same guys who made freaking Tomb Raider. The new Tomb Raider games, it sounds like it'd be pretty good. It'd be a good score, but you gotta look at a lot of things that happen. Like apparently the loot box system in the game, and a bunch of other shenanigans that went on with the game, like the repetitive gameplay, and all it is just a looter shooter. From what I've been told from my friends who have played this game, from what they told me, and I'm quoting one of my friends. Take all the fun out of Borderlands. Like, if you were to, take the fun out of Borderlands 2 or 3. Like, if you just take the fun elements about it out, that's the Avengers game. And it sucks. It really does. Because, like, one, I was looking forward to this game. I really was. Like, I went to E3. I saw the gameplay. I'm like, okay, clearly this game still needs to get polished and everything like that. But it has potential to be a really good game. But Squeenix dropped the ball. I will say this real quick. I actually wrote this down. We never like to talk negatively about a game that we want to see succeed, but we have always been brutally honest. Marvel's Avengers was unfortunately doomed from the start. And this is what we wrote on IG. We got a look of it at E3, and Reckless Fox said himself the game needs work. And after the same E3 footage leaked on the internet, Square Enix refused to change up the overall gameplay mechanics, and as a result, the final product is lackluster at best. We were hoping this was Square's redemption since they dropped the ball with Kingdom Hearts 3, and we're gonna be talking about Kingdom Hearts in a minute. Since they dropped the ball with Kingdom Hearts 3 last year, as well as what happened with Deus Ex Mankind Divided, we'll discuss more of this on the podcast, which we are doing right now. I feel what's really disappointing is that when you really think about it, outside of Final Fantasy VII Remake, if we're talking about the major games that's under Squeenix's banner, the Avengers game should have been their top selling game. I'm talking like this game had potential to be one of Square Enix's best games that was outside of like Final Fantasy or Tomb Raider or Deus Ex and stuff like that. It sucks, man. It really bums me out because I know Chica and I were really looking forward to this game. I mean, fuck, I got Chica one of those stupid Avenger folders with all the characters and stuff in it. But I knew she likes that stuff. And me and her were really looking forward to it because we both loved playing the Spider-Man game on PS4. And it sucks. I don't ever want a company to fail. I never want a game to fail. I never want developers to fail. But when you look at it, Squeenix, I don't think had any faith in this game whatsoever. Because if it did, it would have listened to its fan base. It would have listened to Marvel fans. It would have listened to their RPG core fans and stuff like that. And they would have made the adjustments that people were saying they needed to adjust before the game actually came out. And it sucks, man. Because because I really wanted to see Kamala Khan, because Kamala Khan's one of my favorite characters as of right now, and it was cool that she was gonna be one of the main characters. And I know a lot of people, including that punk ass nigga, the Quartering, said that all Miss Marvel is a Mr. Fantastic ripoff, which I will say, nigga, you support Nazis, shut up. But yeah, it sucks. It really does. And just like Anthem and EA and BioWare, I really hope that at some point the Avengers does bounce back. Yes, I'm talking positively about EA right now, Chica.
Again.
I'm talking positively.
Okay.
Because
okay.
I like BioWare and I don't want Anthem to fail, and hopefully with this new revamp of Anthem that they've been talking about, which I don't know if they're still doing it, it's neither here nor there, hopefully they're the same with the Avengers. I think this game needs to be revamped. I think it needs to be revamped in the same manner as Final Fantasy XIV was. Because in case you guys forgot, Final Fantasy XIV, when it originally came out, was trash until Realm Reborn came out, like, what, a few years later? And legit New 52 Final Fantasy XIV, and it became one of the best-selling RPG MMOs out on the market right now. So hopefully Square Enix does just pulls a New 52 with the Avengers and tries to add in new things, maybe change some mechanics and stuff like that. Honestly, at this point, I don't even know who's at fault. Is it Square Enix or is it Disney? Who knows? But Chica, what's your thoughts? Go ahead.
I would say I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I was kind of expecting more when it comes to the Avengers game. I mean, I kind of like the way how the characters are looking so far, and it's kind of similar to how, you know, compared to Marvel's Miles Morales and Spider-Man. But the story, I feel like he could have done a lot better. You know, I mean, basically it mentions on how Kamala, you know, adapt into becoming an Avenger. But I feel like they could have added more detail to it.
First of all, it was Square Enix, but who actually developed the game?
The developers are Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, that shit was doomed to fail at the beginning. I swear to God.
How? Crystal Dynamics made some good games. The Tomb Raider games, dude.
Anyways, because I actually got no defense for that. I need a reminder. As well, you have the biggest IPs. You have one of the most recognizable companies in the world. You have the gigantic install base. That's the PS4 and Xbox One. And PC, what are you talking about PC? You have all this shit, and you left with like less than 1,000 people to actually playing your game with like 3 million. Like, you failed on the financial level. You failed like a Kabuto on the social level. Like, what actually just went wrong? Like, I hear glitches. I hear loot box. Like, plus also there hasn't been an update. There hasn't been a valuable update to this game since in launch. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but there hasn't been like any new characters added either. That really like harm. Like, I would say that was one point into his demise. Like, there hasn't been any new like, speaking from a person who hasn't played the game, there hasn't been any new content to keep it in the news cycle or whatsoever. I don't know.
Okay, so Kate Bishop was originally supposed to come out last month, and then Hawkeye, Spider-Man, who is a playable character exclusively on PS4, will be out in 2021.
Yeah, I think at that point it's probably like they obviously have stuff planned. It's probably just the output.
Right.
Like, remember Fall Guys?
Yeah, I'm still playing Fall Guys. Yeah.
I wish I could start playing Fall Guys, but the game is like $20. Like, if it was like $5, like Among Us, then like I'd be down to get it. But
Let's
like,
get it on PS4.
It's still $20.
I'm pretty sure it is. I don't remember. I got it for free.
It used to be free, but that was like, was it September or October? It's not free anymore. You have to pay for it.
Oh, there you go.
Man. Because like Fall Guys seems like a fun party game, like you could do with your friends. But the thing is, it's not the kind of game where a person would want to spend $20 on. And on Steam, it's $20. So
Right.
yeah. Otherwise, I would have gotten it like a lot sooner. But again, like any friends who would be playing Among Us by now, sorry, would have either already gotten it or just not play it or not even bothered getting it, because again, $20, and the ones that have already played it probably bored of it now. Who knows?
Right. But anyways, yeah. So that's the news I got for that's the news we got for the Avengers game. Shouts to Square. Square, you just gotta do better, man. Come on now, like. This is a game that everyone was looking forward to, and you kind of dropped the ball in it. So, like, come on, it's time to pick the ball up, and it's time to bounce back. All right.
And I think a lot of people were probably not fans of the Avengers game coming out because of the fact that your roster is limited to only 5 out of 6 original Avengers, plus Captain Marvel. Sorry, Miss Marvel. And while I don't personally hate Miss Marvel, she is not very popular character in the fan community. At least in the comics, she's not very popular, and and I think people would have rather seen Spider-Man show up. And
Spider-Man's exclusive to the PS4. Like he's coming.
He's coming, but again, some people want to get the game in the original release, and what is available in the original release can make or break the sales of a game.
Well, that's the thing. Like, keep in mind, Square is practicing the exact same practices that like someone like Ubisoft or EA or Activision would do, and that's locking characters until later on. They've already said. Didn't we already talk about?
Here's my question though.
Hold on, wait, Allo. Didn't we talk about how are the characters still free when you download them, or do you still need to buy them?
No, every character after launch is going to be free. What you have to pay for is that character's battle pass.
There you go. Okay.
Right, but let me ask you this: Smash Ultimate, do you think it would have done as well financially, like in its opening quarter, if people weren't promised to have all the characters from the first 4 games in the initial release?
It's Smash, of course. It's still gonna be successful.
Like it's still gonna sell well, but
I'm saying, do you think it would be as successful though?
No.
If they didn't yet, there you go. Because keep in mind, like when Smash 4 came out, like 1/3 of the roster you'd have to get as DLCs. That includes Mewtwo, Ryu, Bayonetta, Corrin, Roy. I can't remember all the characters that you'd have to get as DLCs, but some of those characters were like in the main roster back in Brawl and in Melee. But and a lot of people were disgruntled that you'd have to pay money to get these characters that you've already had in the past. But when Sakurai promised that like all characters from the first 4 games plus a few extras would all be in the opening roster on opening day, everyone was cheering and excited. And then you got the DLC characters like Piranha Plant and the Joker, etc. And no, there won't be Roy. It's just there won't be Goku.
Sora. Yep. Anyways.
There won't be any Goku.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about Nvidia. So, this is actually What's up?
Yo, actually, you know what they could? You know how Avengers can like come back to life?
How?
So hear me out. Disney owns Marvel. Square Enix also works with Disney. What you gotta do is just add Sora to Avengers. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, we're done. All right, so